Greetings and salutations, everyone. Welcome to Battle of the Nerds. Yes, people have been asking for it. People have been begging for it. People are wondering what happened to this show. What happened to the series? Is it over? Is it taking a break? Is it ever going to come back? Yes, we are indeed back. Battle of the Nerds is here on our YouTube channel, on our Facebook page. And if this is your first time joining us, welcome. We really appreciate you being here. I am your host, Ryan of Nerd Culture. And we have two competitors that are going to step into the ring, test their mettle in a random trivia category chosen by the host. This week it just happens to be me, which means it's probably not going to be a great category, and there's going to be a lot of angry folks in the comment section or the live chat down below. I'm not sure, but we're about to find out here in just a moment. Before we go over the rules and what the category is, let's bring our two competitors into the ring here. So introducing first, he hasn't been here for a hot minute. He's been busting his chops, making his millions, doing things and working on other projects outside of nerd culture. Please welcome, Nick is here with us. Nick, how are you, my man?
Good. I just dropped my Sharpie, but I'm good.
You just dropped your Sharpie. Boy, that must be embarrassing.
Yeah, no, it's been a while.
You got it back. Well, thank you very much for being here with us, Nick. The millions and millions of fans here at Nerd Culture miss you very dearly, and we're glad that you are back and taking some time out of your busy schedule to join us. Now, your opponent is no slouch. Your opponent has a history with Battle of the Nerds. She has won some. She may have lost some, but overall, she is one of the nicest people in the galaxy far, far away, or just in the house of the mouse. I don't know. Ruth is here with us. Ruth, how are you?
I'm great. How are you, Ryan?
I am doing well. I cannot be happier. You know why? Because Battle of the Nerds is here, and it's August. Can you believe we're in August already?
It's a little weird, to be honest.
There's only 5 months, count them, a handful of months left in the year 2021. Does that make anyone else feel old? I think it makes me feel old. Jeez.
I kind of just want to go to 2022. Just kidding.
I know. I'm getting too old for this business. But anyhow, so this is how it's going to work. These two competitors are going to be presented a series of questions in a trivia category. If the audience, you want to play along at home, you're more than welcome to do so. Drop your answers in the chat. Leave them in the comment section, whether you're watching us on our Facebook page or our YouTube channel. Ruth, Nick, this is how it's going to work. It's going to be a great category. You're going to be given a series of questions. You have 15 seconds to answer. If you need a repeat, let me know. Otherwise, answer the best you can. Now, everyone is wondering, well, if Ryan is hosting, what could the category possibly be for this round of Battle of the Nerds? What in his warped, crazy mind could he have come up with this time? Well, I'll tell you what it is. For those of you wondering what is the category for this week's episode of Battle of the Nerds, it's quite simple. A lot of these properties have been rebooted recently. You got Masters of the Universe killing it on Netflix. You got Snake Eyes, G.I. Joe Origins killing it in the box office.
I feel like I know where this is going.
So we're going to go with a great decade, probably one of the better decades of film or just media in general, and that is 1980s. We are doing 1980s movie trivia. That is the category for this week.
I was close. I thought you were about to say Ghostbusters, so I was close.
No, Ghostbusters doesn't come out.
I thought I was close. I was like, okay, I see how we're doing.
Yeah, Ghostbusters Afterlife comes in theaters later this year.
I do want to see that.
We'll worry about that at a later date. So as long as you have a pen and paper in front of you or something to write with or a whiteboard, whatever you may have at your disposal, that's how it's going to work. And here we go. So first, by the way, Nick, are you ready?
Yeah, I'm ready. Ruth,
are you ready?
Yes, I'm ready.
All right, then let's get ready to play a game of Battle of the Nerds. So category is 80s movies, and here's your first question. What special talent did Molly Ringwald's character have in the 1985 film The Breakfast Club? I want to see what Claire can do.
I don't remember. I never saw The Breakfast Club.
What special talent did Molly Ringwald have in the movie The Breakfast Club? This is when they're all gathered together in that library on Saturday, March 24th, 1984. Shermer High School, Shermer, Illinois, 60062.
I never saw the movie.
Oh, you are missing out, my friend. Is one of John Hughes' best movies ever.
I have to get around to it. I do have to watch it, but I just never got to it.
I normally feel so bad about the categories, but I feel like I know some 80s movies, and I'm happy.
I know 80s movies, but like this one got me, and I was like,
The Breakfast Club?
I see where
no,
this is going.
Is like the one that I think of when I think of 80s movies. So I'm happy we have one question from it.
I think I have this in the bag.
Hands down, hands up. Ruth, we're going to go to you first.
Well, she could apply lipstick with her cleavage, so pretty sexy.
And Nick, what do you have?
So I think this is pretty plausible. So I said force lightning.
Ruth is actually correct. She could apply lipstick with her chest. Yes, that is true. So Ruth, you are on the board. First point.
I thought you were joking.
No.
She's great.
I'm like, that was a little too specific, Ruth.
No. It is demonstrated during the course of the film. Ruth, do you remember the scene?
Yeah, she puts it between her boobies and then just and it's on her lips.
There you go. All
Pretty
right,
hot,
boy,
Nick.
if that wasn't awkward enough, this next question is going to be even more strange. We're looking for titles here, but we'll see where this goes. What was the first James Bond film that was released in the 1980s, starring Roger Moore, and the last James Bond film starring Timothy Dalton? We're looking for the titles of both films. So the first one that was released in the 1980s that stars Roger Moore, and then the last one that was released in the 1980s that stars Timothy Dalton. So we're looking for the titles of the James Bond films that were released in 1981 and 1989, respectively. So we're looking for the titles of the films.
I'm gonna guess.
Me too, because I have no idea.
The first film.
I know the titles. I just don't know the order.
Roger Moore, and the last film that was released in the 1980s stars Timothy Dalton. So we're looking for the titles of the movies.
Wait, the second one was 89, you said, or 88?
Yep. No, the last film was released in 1989. We're looking for the name of the film, and then the name of the first film that was released in the 1980s, more specifically 1981, that stars Roger Moore.
Like I said, I know the titles. I don't know the name. Like, I don't know the order.
The order in which they were released.
What's the name of it?
Daniel Craig, James Bond. He looks like he's fed up with the franchise.
Pens down, hands up. Pens down, hands up. Nick, what do you got on this one?
I wrote License to Kill and then Gold Member.
Well, all right. We'll see here. Ruth, what do you have on this one?
So I don't know any of the names, so I just guessed.
Blank board.
I said 81 and done for the 81 release.
What was the last? That's weird. Nick, we're gonna give you.
And then for 89, I said Bonds.
Those are great titles. Nick, what did you write again? Nick, what did you write?
I wrote License to Kill and then Gold Member.
Okay, License to Kill you got right. The other one you didn't, so we'll give you a point for one of the two titles. So you do get a point on the board.
Is the next one Octa? What's it called?
No, the correct answers were For Your Eyes Only and License to Kill.
Damn it.
So you did
I was close though.
You did get the License to Kill one right though. With
How
Timothy
many points
Dalton.
is that?
No, it's worth 1 point because it was a two-part question, so we'll give you a point for that. So you're both tied at 1 point apiece as you're going to your next question, which you're absolutely you're gonna love this one. You see, I gotta make sure I'm reading this right. Okay, name the actress who plays the pretty blonde girl that Elliott dances with in E.T. the Extraterrestrial, directed by Steven Spielberg.
The actress?
So name the actress who plays the pretty blonde girl that Elliott danced with in E.T. the Extraterrestrial.
I don't know.
I'm gonna guess. Hold up. I was gonna write Jason Momoa as a joke, but I think I have it.
Name the actress who plays the pretty blonde girl that Elliott danced with during the events of E.T. the Extraterrestrial.
I'm blanking on her name.
By the way, I haven't seen E.T. in like 30 years, so I don't know. Does that film hold up? I don't know if it holds up or not.
I'm blanking on her name, so no one butcher me. So I'm just gonna write what else.
Well, it is a well-known actress.
I'm blanking on her name bad, so I'm just gonna say what the movie I saw. You can do what you will with that.
Pens down, hands up. Pens down, hands up. Ruth, I love your answers, so let's go to you first. What do you got on this one?
I didn't spell it right, and she's definitely not blonde, and she's definitely not in this movie, but I was trying to think of 80s actresses, and I couldn't. But I thought maybe Winona Ryder.
Oh, Winona Ryder. Okay. Yeah. I don't know. Does she have blonde hair?
Nope.
I don't think she
Probably
did.
not.
Nick, what do you got on this one?
Ryan, you're gonna help me out with this one. The girl from Halloween.
I don't know who you're referring to, but you're both incorrect. We were specifically looking for Erika Eleniak. Erika Eleniak was the blonde actress we were looking for.
Did she do anything else?
No, she's the Scream Queen. She was in the new Halloween movie with him now. She's old now.
Yeah, but I don't know. Was she in the most rebooted version of Halloween? I don't know, but Erika Eleniak is most famous for playing a lifeguard in the 90s series Baywatch. Oh no! And then there's two things she did. She did Baywatch, and she was also the co-lead in a TBS Superstation original movie Christmas Rush with Dean Cain and Eric Roberts. So if anyone's interested in looking up Erika Eleniak's filmography, look it up on IMDb. Anyway, your next question is the following.
Ryan, Jamie Lee Curtis.
Oh, JamieLee Curtis. No, she was not.
That's what I was thinking of.
She was not in E.T.
Like I said, I spitballed.
Okay, we're looking for a number on this next question. How many Nightmare on Elm Street movies were specifically made in the 1980s? So we're looking for a number. How many Nightmare on Elm Street films were released in the 1980s? Looking for a number. A very specific number. Yes, Carl, I'm aware that Jamie Lee Curtis is not as young as she once was. Yes.
In the 80s only? In the 80s only?
In the 80s, yes. How many Nightmare on Elm Street films were released in the 1980s? Looking for a number of films from the franchise. Just looking for a number. That's what we're looking for. Not looking for the titles. Looking for a number.
Right.
For a number.
Okay.
So
does Freddy go to the Mani Pedi salon count or no? Is that more of like a fan club?
I don't know. I haven't seen all.
You have to clean them, dude. They get rusty.
I know, but I haven't seen all the Nightmare on Elm Street movies yet. I've only seen 5: the reboot and the first original 4. Ruth, what do you have on this one?
I said 2.
Okay, that's a good guess. Nick, what do you have?
I said 3.
Unfortunately, you're both wrong. We were looking for 5.
No,
I was gonna say 5, but then you said in the 80s. I'm like, there's no way they put out 5 of them in the 80s.
Many. Oh my gosh.
There were
who sat there and said we need 5 of these in one decade?
There were
one decade.
Specifically, there were 5 Nightmare on Elm Street films released in the 1980s. So there you go. Boy, this is
impressive.
This is a really fun game.
Boy.
I know this is going swimmingly. You're both tied at 1 point apiece as we go into question number 5. Question number 5 is the following: in the movie The Empire Strikes Back, what was chewing on the power cables of the Millennium Falcon while Han Solo and company were hiding inside the asteroid cave?
Oh, wait, I don't know this.
In Empire Strikes Back, what was chewing on the power cables of the Millennium Falcon while Han Solo and company were hiding inside the asteroid cave? So that's what we're looking for. This is in Star Wars Episode 5, I believe it is, The Empire Strikes Back, which has been named the greatest Star Wars movie of all time by many audiences as well as critics. So, if anyone else feels that way, good for you. I feel there are maybe 1 or 2 other films that I think are slightly better than Empire Strikes Back, but that's not to say Empire Strikes Back's not a bad film.
Are you saying in the franchise, or are you saying
no, overall?
Oh,
the original trilogy.
I don't think I have that in my top 3. I don't think I have that in my top 3. My top 3 might be...
Is Empire Strikes Back in my top 3? I think it is.
My top 3 is The Dark Knight, Goodfellas, and Remember the Titans.
I was specifically talking about how I rank the Star Wars films in general.
Star Wars, overall. That might be my 1 or 2. That might be the one I wanted to.
I can dig it. All right, pens down, hands up. Pens down, hands up. Nick, what were the creatures that were chewing on the power cables? What do you got?
I wrote the big-ass worm.
That's very close. Ruth, what do you got? I
always found the Ewoks.
Ooh, that's even closer. That is even closer, but the correct answer was actually, that's what I thought. Minox. We're specifically chewing on the power cables.
I also remember that.
Yes, he's like, it's all right. Han Solo looks over, he says, yeah, it's what I thought. Minox. Chewie, clean them off, there are 30 more. Anyway. Your next question is the following in the category of 80s movies. What was the license number on the Ghostbusters car? So what did it say on the license plate of the Ghostbusters car? What did it say? What was written on the license plate?
Oh, God.
What was the license number on the Ghostbusters car? What did it say? What did it say? By the way, let's see. A few people are chiming in the chat. We do appreciate it. Let's see here. Going back to a few of the original questions. Spencer has an idea for a film. Bond. Tomorrow Never Always Sometimes Dies Forever. Great title, Spencer. Great title if that movie ever gets made.
It's a good one. Let's
see. Carl Witzman says, I missed the last James Bond question just to finish lunch. Oh, boy. Sorry to hear that, Carl. Let me see. Oh, look at this. Fun fact. Carl says, Erica Eleniak is only 10 years younger than I am, says Carl Witzman. Wow. Okay. Fun fact. Fun fact. I like it. I like it a lot, actually. That's a fun fact. I like that. A few of you chimed in with Minoc. Good stuff. I like it. Let's see. Spencer, I'll get to your question in just a moment. Pens down, hands up. Pens down, hands up. Nick, what do you got?
Boo.
That's very close. Ruth, what do you have?
I have 13U5T3M, which would spell Bustum.
That's so creative. We were actually looking for Ecto 1. Ecto 1. ECTO-1.
No, bust them. I'm
Bust 'em.
pretty sure that was
Gotta
it,
bust the
Ryan. I
move.
think if you look it up, it's
Do you
actually
want to? Does someone in the
does
someone in the chat want to Google this and see if Ruth is actually right, even though she's wrong?
It's 13U5T3M.
No, that's incorrect. The correct answer was Ecto-1. Your score is still tied at 1 as we go into your next question. By the way, Spencer McCain asks, Ryan, which films do you think are actually better than Empire Strikes Back? Well, Spencer, a lot of people are going to hate me for this, but I don't care. How I rank my Star Wars movies are the following. 1 is The Force Awakens. 2, I think, maybe Empire. And then 3, I think, is New Hope. Then it's Rogue One. And then it's Return of the Jedi. I think that's how I rank my top 5.
Rogue
I'm
One
sorry,
is in your
Spencer,
top?
but to me, Force Awakens is better than Empire Strikes Back. Why? Because I saw it 6 times in the theater. I'm not ashamed to say it. Anyway.
Wait. Rogue One's in your top, like, Star Wars films?
Yeah, top 5. Top 5.
Really?
Yes, I think Rogue One is the best prequel we ever got. It's better than the original prequel.
Whoa!
It is.
Revenge of the Sith, buddy.
No, Revenge of the Sith is.
We went
Revenge
into
of the Sith
two
is
bad
hot
ones for that one.
garbage, but it's garbage. But anyway, Ruth and Nick, you lovely people, your next question as we go off on a tangent. 80s movies. In Back to the Future, where did Doc Brown get the plutonium to power the time-traveling DeLorean? So in Back to the Future, where did Doc Brown get the plutonium to power the time-traveling DeLorean? Where did he get it? Where did he get that secret ingredient that powers up the time-traveling DeLorean?
I think I know this one. Because I remember correctly.
By the way, thank you, Carl, for answering the last question correctly. It is, in fact, Ecto-1, which is written on the license plate of the Ghostbusters car. It's very true.
I'm a banner.
In Back to the Future, where did Doc Brown get the plutonium to power the time-traveling DeLorean?
I think I got it.
Where did he get it?
Because I don't remember exactly what, but I know who gave it to him.
I see Nerd Culture's chiming in the chat. Thank you, whoever you may be. It's probably Caroline. Anyhow, pens down, hands up. Pens down, hands up. Ruth, what are you going with?
Well, he said where he got it, but I'm pretty sure he meant more like when he got it. So I think he got it in 20. Well, I'm giving a year too. Okay, but I think he went back to 2012 in Pluto because it's plutonium.
Boy, this is
right.
Nick, where did Doc Brown
Pluto,
get this?
2012.
I don't remember if it was the mobsters or the actual like government, but I wrote the Russians.
That's close. He actually got it from a group of Libyan terrorists that they wanted him to make a bomb at that point. So, by the way, I'm talking about a fictional movie, fictional characters, so please don't come at me in the comments section of other executives. Anywho, here's your next question in the category of 80s trivia. That's right, Carl. He stole it from so-and-so. I'm delaying in case Ruth is watching in the comments. I gotta bring this up. Carl, a rule for all competitors during the course of Battle of the Nerds is that they cannot look at the comment section. They have to be strictly looking at the private chat where the host can communicate with the competitors. So that's why they cannot see what you are saying. Anywho, thanks for chiming in, Carl. Anywho, your next question is the following. In the movie The Empire Strikes Back, when the ghost of Obi-Wan Kenobi said that Luke was their last hope against the evil Empire, who was Yoda referring to when he said, "No, there is another"? So who was Yoda referring to when he says, "No, there is another"? In regards to who is the next hope to save the galaxy? So in Empire Strikes Back, when the ghost of Obi-Wan Kenobi said that Luke was their last hope against the Empire, who was Yoda referring to when he said, "No, there is another"?
Can you not butcher me for spelling? I know who it is. I just can't spell.
We'll see what the comments section has to say, because I see a few people chiming in here. They're, I don't know. Pens down, hands up. Pens down, hands up. Nick, what do you got on this one?
So, I wrote Leia.
Okay.
But here's the thing. I accidentally wrote Padme. I've switched the two.
No, I can see you wrote Leia clear as day. Ruth, what did you answer this with?
I haven't seen any of the new ones, so I thought maybe it would be Rey, and I didn't know.
This is an old one.
Well, I know, but I was confused because I don't know.
You said Rey?
Like the new hero?
Okay, well, some people have construed it, have said that when, or not Obi-Wan, when Yoda said that, they flashed forward to 2015 when Force Awakens came out. They thought that Yoda was referring to Rey, but I can't give it. But I can't give it to you, Ruth, as much as I want to believe you, and I kind of do because that kind of goes with what Yoda was saying.
So can I get
somewhat.
Can I get something?
Can you get a half a point? Actually, no, you can't.
Virtual high five, Ruth.
Nick, you actually get the point. So right now the score is 2-1, Nick. As we move on to your next question, I'm going to make a note of that in my notes. Otherwise, I won't remember.
Well,
actually, no. The score is 3-1. 3-1 because you got the one of the 2 points are in that Bond question there, Nick. So it's 3-1, Nick. Here we go.
Yeah, how is it 3?
Because you got the. Or no. You didn't, did you?
I only got one. I only got the one question right, and that was the Bond one.
Okay, and then this one. So never mind. It's 2.
And I got the Ghostbuster license plate, which you keep forgetting.
You did not.
No, it's not.
Write that down.
No, it's not.
You lie.
You lie. Anyway, some people said Leia. Let's see. Terry McGyver says Leia. Leia was the other. And by the way, Nerdculture has a fun fact. Nerdculture says, this is the quote I got right to win our first ever Battle of the Nerds. Congratulations, Caroline.
Yeah, I remember that.
Do you remember that? That was a long time ago in a galaxy far, far away.
Your
next question is the following. Your next question is the following.
He was there.
Yeah, exactly. What god were the Thuges worshipping during the events of Indiana Jones and the Temple of Doom? So what god were the Thuges, or Thuges, whatever, worshipping during the events of Indiana Jones and the Temple of Doom? So what's the name of the god? We're looking for the name of a god. Name of a god. What god were the Thuges worshipping during the events of Indiana Jones and the Temple of Doom? Which, by the way, it's the worst Indiana Jones movie.
Temple of Doom was the worst one?
To me, it's the worst.
How? I thought that was the most famous one.
It's more infamous than famous. It's more infamous than famous.
Why is it infamous?
Because of the female protagonist. She's pretty bad in the movie. She's horrible.
She's bad.
She's terrible. Like I'm telling you right now. Have you seen Temple of Doom?
Me?
Yeah.
No, that's the one I didn't.
Don't waste your time because it's not a very good movie.
I will probably end up watching.
It's not very good. It's not very good. Temple of Doom is the worst of the original trilogy, anyway.
You can make bad actors good though with just good.
Yeah, this movie made everyone in the movie seem pretty bad. Even Harrison Ford was okay with the material he was given, but the movie as a whole just doesn't work. Pens down, hands up. Pens down, hands up. Ruth, I'm very curious. What was the name of the god that they were worshiping in Temple of Doom?
I saw this movie once, and I was really young, but I assume if they're in a Temple of Doom, then it's going to be God Doom, right? So that was his name. God Doom! They're worshiping him in his temple. You know?
Anyway, Nick, what did you have for this?
So I wrote one where we still recognize today Jeff Bezos.
Is he a god? I don't know if he is or not. But
he's
anyway,
gonna buy religion at this. With the amount of money he's going to buy religion, he's with the.
Maybe he is. Maybe he isn't. I don't know. By the way, the answer. Both of your answers are creative, but although incorrect. We're looking for Kali. Kali was the name of the god. Kali. And yes, some of you had it right in the comments section. Thank you so much for chiming in. For those of you who are
like the wrestler, like the.
It's spelled. Terry McGyver spells it for you here, guys. It's Kali. Kali.
But if you translate that, does it translate to Doom?
No, it doesn't. Anyway, your next question is the following. In the category of 80s movies. In the movie Porky's, what did they call meat Tuparello meat?
Wait, can you say this again?
Hold on a second. In the movie Porky's, what did they call? Or no, excuse me. Why did they call meat Tuparello meat? Why did they call him that? Why did they call him meat? So in the movie Porky's, why did they specifically call him meat? M-E-A-T, as his nickname. So in the movie Porky's, why did they call Mr. Tuparello meat? Why did they nickname him meat? M-E-A-T. That's in the movie Porky's, more specifically. This is an odd question.
I think it's a good question.
This is an odd question. It's an odd question. Why did they call this character of Mr. Tuparello meat in the movie Porky's? Which, by the way, full disclosure, I've never seen this movie, so I don't know what the heck is going on. I've never seen it.
I haven't either.
You haven't either? Great. I'm not alone in this category. Anyway, pens down, hands up. Pens down, hands up. Nick, what do you got on this one?
I wrote because he's dead meat.
Because he's what?
Dead meat. Like
that's actually pretty close.
Meat, like
and Ruth,
your
what
liability.
Did you have for this? Ruth, what did you have?
I thought because he's a carnivore and he always eats meat. So
that is actually very creative. We were actually the correct answer was because of the size of a certain part of the body, which we will not go into. So anyway,
his penis.
Yeah.
His nose.
That is the technical term, but we'll move on. In the boy, yes. By the way, some of you had it correct in the comments. Good for you. I'm not going to say anything more. Your next question: in the movie Aliens, Aliens, not Alien, but Aliens. What was Newt's real name in the movie Aliens? So in the movie Aliens, what was Newt's real name? We're looking for the first and last name, but if you get the first name, we'll be leaving.
Are you saying the actor or like?
No, the character name.
The actual character name. Okay.
In the movie Aliens, what was Newt's real name, character-wise?
Nick, have you seen this?
No, I haven't seen Aliens. I saw Alien.
I
haven't seen Aliens.
I actually just watched this movie for the first time last year. Or no, excuse me, earlier this year. The first time I saw this movie was earlier this year. Aliens, and I quite enjoyed it, Ruth.
I'm happy for you.
It's a really good sci-fi action film. That's what it is. It's a sci-fi action horror film. So if you like action movies, or if you like a bit of horror, then Aliens is the right movie for you. So in the movie Aliens, what was Newt, the little girl, what was her real name character-wise, not the actress who portrayed her? Terry, the question was, in the movie Aliens, what was Newt's real name? We're looking for the character name, not the name of the actress who portrays her. Looking for the character name, Terry. Pens down, hands up. Pens down, hands up. Nick, I'm dying of curiosity. What do you got on this one?
Bugs Bunny.
Great answer. Ruth, can you top that?
Well, I was just thinking of Newt, and I was like, well, what girl names begin with N? And I can only think of one, and I said Nora.
That is actually incorrect. We were looking for Rebecca Jordan was the character's real name. Rebecca Jordan.
Oh, it was a woman.
Dude, yeah.
Have you not seen Aliens?
No, I just said I haven't seen Alien. I saw Alien. I didn't see Aliens.
By the way, Aliens is way better than Alien. Aliens is
I heard it improves on everything. I heard.
To me, Aliens is the best of the Alien franchises. Aliens, not Alien, but Aliens. But by the way, it's directed by James Cameron.
Yeah. Did you ever play that game, Alien Isolation? I feel like you would definitely like that.
No, but I'll have to look it up on YouTube after this match. Your next question.
It's like a xenomorph chases you around the entire space station.
That actually sounds like fun. I'll have to look it up on YouTube. But anyhow, your next question, the category of 80s trivia. What does Ali Sheedy use to decorate her picture in The Breakfast Club? So what does Ali Sheedy use to decorate her picture in The Breakfast Club, a.k.a. the basket case? That's her nickname.
Yep.
What does Ali Sheedy use to decorate her picture in The Breakfast Club when they are sitting all together in the library?
I think I got it.
A few people are chiming in on this one. Carl, you're on the right track. We'll get to that in a moment. Thank you. Pens down, hands up. Pens down, hands up. Ruth, what do you got on this one?
I said dandruff, like from her hair.
And Nick, what did you have?
I wrote glitter.
Actually, Ruth is correct. It was, in fact, her dandruff to decorate the picture.
Ew.
Pretty cool, right?
Ew.
Nick, you
no, not cool.
It's the same one with the lipstick cleavage and the dandruff hair decoration.
Right when he said Breakfast Club, I'm like, I'm getting this wrong. I'm out.
Yeah. See, you get the Star Wars ones right, and then I get the Breakfast Club ones right. So there
you go. The score is now tied up, I believe, at 2 points apiece. So here we go.
What?
2 points apiece. So anything can happen in this next few questions. We're getting down to the wire. So your next question in the category of 80s movies trivia. A lot of plurals. In Dirty Dancing, what was Baby's real name? Nobody puts Baby in the corner. What was Baby's real name? The character name, not the actress, but the character name. In Dirty Dancing, what was Baby's real name? Nobody puts Baby in the corner. I think a lot of people would agree with that. Nobody ever puts Baby in a corner.
I've never seen this one.
I saw this movie.
I saw it, but it was like a long time ago.
I saw this movie for the first time a couple years ago, and I gotta say, it has its charm and it's entertaining and it has a great soundtrack. Great soundtrack. But outside of that, I don't think it's like one of the goats as people make it out to be. But it's all right. It's an all right romantic film. It's all right.
People
Looking for
say,
the real
like,
name, Carl. Looking for the real name,
have...
not her nickname. Her nickname is Baby, but her real name is what?
I think I have it.
We're looking for
I'm not
what
like
was
fully
Baby's
sure.
real name. Pens down, hands up. Pens down, hands up. Nick, what do you think her name was?
I went with an 80s name, Barbara.
Ooh, that's actually pretty close. Ruth, what do you got on this one?
Oh, I said Darla.
Ooh, that's even closer. The correct answer, in fact, was Frances. Frances was her real name.
How are we close?
Not close at all.
No, you weren't. That's why I'm trying to make you guys.
Frances, get over here.
It's so funny.
Frances.
Your porridge, Frances.
Frances. Anywho, Frances was her real name.
There's a boy for you at the door.
Frances. By the way, your next question, which you are absolutely going to love this one. You're going to love this question. In the category of 80s movies, what were Mouth and Chunk's real names in the Goonies?
Oh my god. Their real names?
What were Mouth and Chunk's real names in the Goonies? We are looking for first names of the characters, not the actors who portrayed them. What were Mouth and Chunk's real names in the Goonies? And by the way, rest in peace to the director of that film, as many other films, Richard Donner. Rest in peace, good sir.
Oh, that's right, he died.
He passed away a little bit earlier on this summer. Rest in peace, Richard Donner, who gave us films such as The Goonies, the Lethal Weapon franchise, the original Superman movies. He did all 4 Lethal Weapon movies. He directed Superman the movie with the late great Christopher Reeve and Margot Kidder. So Richard Donner did a lot of great films. If you haven't checked out any of his filmography, please do. He's made some good ones. I actually enjoyed the first 3 of 4 Lethal Weapon movies that he directed. And I do enjoy The Goonies, not as much as I did when I was a kid, but I still enjoy it. I need to sit back and rewatch Superman the movie, Nick, to see if the Christopher Reeve movie still holds up.
I don't think it does, only because you could tell the graphics are like clearly.
Yeah, the effects are dated. The effects are very much dated.
I think the story, like itself, will hold up, but I don't think the effects.
And by the way, the fact that he's flying in this movie, like you can't really see the wire. Like I still believe a man can fly in that movie. It's pretty good with the effects of him flying. You know what I mean? I think the practical effects of him flying were really well done. Personally, for a film that was made in the 70s.
I mean, like that's what it was. It was technologically like fantastic.
Advanced, yeah, at the time. Pens down, hands up. Pens down, hands up. Ruth, we're dying to know what were Mouth and Chunk's real names during the events of the Goonies.
I just chose 2 basic names because their nicknames are so cool. So I just said John and Thomas.
Ooh, good guesses. Nick, what do you got?
Drake and Josh. Because I never thought it would be so simple. But
We were actually both incorrect. We were looking for Clark and Lawrence. Clark and Lawrence for the actual answers to the question. Clark and Lawrence. By the way, they do mention their names, their original names during the course of the film when you watch it.
I should have put Thanos. Josh Brolin's in the movie.
A very young Josh.
That was like, dude, he was like a teenager in that movie.
I know that was like one of his first gigs too. Anyhow, your next question is the following. In The Breakfast Club, apparently the people who wrote these questions love The Breakfast Club. In The Breakfast Club, what did Brian try to kill himself with? So in The Breakfast Club,
Nick,
what did Brian the Geek try to kill himself with? Looking for a specific type of object. In The Breakfast Club, what did Brian try to kill himself with? And by the way, they do mention this when they're sitting around talking to each other.
Nick, I feel like if you don't watch this movie afterwards, we've not hyped it enough because now you know all these like weird details from it.
I was gonna say, like, I feel like I know how the story's gonna go now.
Well, you still should watch the movie.
And you definitely don't. Like, it's not.
No, you should. No, seriously, you should watch the movie. It's on streaming services right now. In The Breakfast Club, what did Brian try to kill himself with? Pens down, hands up. Pens down, hands up. Nick, what do you got?
Gun.
Okay, and Ruth, what do you got?
Yeah, a handgun.
There you go. We'll give you both the point. We were looking for a flare gun, but you mentioned the word gun in your answer, so we're going to give you the point.
I wrote gun.
Yeah, but we'll give you the
flare
point.
Gun lying around.
Yeah, exactly. It was in his locker, actually.
How do you have that in your locker?
Because he's smart.
How is that a logical thing to have in your locker?
Anyway, the score is now tied at 3 points apiece, so this game is getting exciting. Anywho, we're coming down to the last few questions. Anything can happen here. Okay. By the way, Carl, you really need to watch the Breakfast Club or if the Goonies. I'm not sure which one you're referring to, but you got to watch either. We just watch both. Anyhow, your next question. What future famous actors played Spicoli's sidekicks in Fast Times at Ridgemont High?
Wow.
What future famous actors, looking for 2 actors here, what future famous actors played Spicoli's sidekicks in Fast Times at Ridgemont High?
I never saw it.
You're not missing anything because it's not a very good movie.
Are they like? Are you saying famous like they're famous now, or they were famous?
No, future famous actors. They were young, up and coming actors at the time, but after this.
No. I got that. I mean, like, are they still famous now?
Yes.
Like, are they still in movies and stuff? They're still in movies?
Yes.
Okay.
What future famous actors, not actresses, but actors, played Spicoli's sidekicks in Fast Times at Ridgemont High? We're looking for 2 actors.
I'm going to guess.
Okay, Carl, you haven't seen The Goonies yet. You should watch The Goonies. It's a fun movie. And it's directed by the late, great Richard Donner, so you can honor his memory. Check out The Goonies. It's available on Blu-ray, DVD. I know it's on a bunch of streaming services right now, so. I think you can stream it on Amazon Prime, if I'm not mistaken. If anyone else? No. It's a Warner Brothers film, isn't it? So that means it's HBO Max. Yeah. If you have HBO Max, you can stream it there, I'm sure. If not, you can try Amazon Prime. Or you can just Google it and ask Google, where can I stream the Goonies film? Because Google will tell you, because I don't know all the answers. Pens down, hands up. Pens down, hands up. Ruth, what future famous actors were Spicoli's sidekicks? What do you think?
So I was thinking Joseph Gordon-Levitt and Robert Downey Jr. Sorry, I can't.
Ooh. That's very close, actually. One of those is close. Nick, what do you got?
I wrote Robert Downey Jr. Robert De Niro and Joe Pesci, and I wrote Forget About It. Forget about it.
Those are both incorrect. We were actually looking for Eric Stoltz and Anthony Edwards.
I don't even know who that is.
Eric Stoltz was Marty McFly for 6 weeks before they removed him to replace him with Michael J. Fox, and then he was in a bunch of John Hughes movies, known as Some Kind of Wonderful. He was in that movie. He was also in Anaconda with Jennifer Lopez. And Anthony Edwards is famous for playing Goose in Top Gun, and he was famous for playing Dr. Green on ER for 8 years. The TV series ER, not the movie.
Yeah, I haven't seen any of this.
Ruth, you got homework to do. Anywho.
You got homework.
There's a lot of people out there who have homework to do. More specifically, Ruth has a lot of movies to watch. And TV series, I might add. Your next question is the following. You're going to love this one. What is the name of the Freeling's dog in Poltergeist? What is the name of the Freeling's dog in Poltergeist?
I never saw it, so I'm going to guess.
It's one of the best horror films ever made. It's a great scary
Did they make a remake or something?
Yeah, with Sam Rockwell, and I did not see it. I chose not to see it because how are you going to beat the original? How are you going to beat that? You can't. Poltergeist, the original one, is really good. This house is clear. Look it up. What is the name of the Freeling's dog in the movie Poltergeist from 1980? I want to say it was 1982. I believe is when the movie came out, between 82 and 84. Nick, excuse me, Nick, what do you got on this one?
Goose.
Goose, that's a good name. Ruth, what do you got?
I said, Spike.
Ooh, that's incorrect. We're actually looking for E-Buzz. E-Buzz was the name of the dog. E-Buzz. E-Buzz.
Who calls their dog E-Buzz?
I don't know. It's weird, isn't it?
People who want to get haunted.
People want to get haunted. Thank you, Ruth. Your next question is the following. By the way, we are coming down to your last 2 questions of this round of Battle of the Nerds with 80s movie trivia. So here we go.
And we're tied, right?
You're both tied at 3 points apiece. So in the last question, something crazy could happen, but we'll get to those rules in just a moment. Your next question for a point. What is the name of Sarah's brother that she is trying to save in the labyrinth? What is the name of Sarah's brother that she is trying to save in the labyrinth? The labyrinth. I only saw this movie once and I thought it was fine, but I think Jennifer Connelly, who plays the female lead, is fantastic. Has anyone else seen the movie?
I'm like completely guessing. I never saw Labyrinth.
I have.
I gotta really catch up on my movies.
Especially the 80s, man. You got some homework to do.
I do have homework.
I've wanted to see it, but I haven't yet.
You haven't seen The Labyrinth yet?
Nope.
Well, you can stream it right now on Disney Plus.
Yeah.
On Disney Plus, Ruth.
Disney Plus.
It's on the Disney streaming service, so if you want to watch it, it's there.
The streaming service that Scarlett Johansson's currently suing.
I think Scarlett Johansson is currently suing them, and then I think was it someone speculated that Dwayne The Rock Johnson and Emily Blunt are going to sue them for Jungle Cruise?
No, it was also Emma Stone for
Cruella. So yeah, the Mouse House is kind of under attack, Ruth. Sorry to hear that.
We're on the fire.
I mean, if they're not behaving, call them out.
By the way, if anything happens with those cases, they're all going to be settled out of court. We all know that's going to happen. It's going to be settled.
Well, no, there's a lot of speculation. Disney just told them straight up, take us to court, see what happens.
I mean, I wouldn't be surprised if it's settled out of court just to
the amount of lawyers and money they have.
And I know that's why I'm saying it should be settled out of court, so you don't have to spend all the money on the actual court proceeding.
Keep the good image you have. And the good
just settle out of court. That's what most people do. Pens down, hands up. Pens down, hands up. Ruth, we're dying to know what's the name of Sarah's brother she's trying to rescue in the lab.
So I'm thinking, it's 80s dark fantasy. You're looking for your brother in this maze. I don't know why, but the name Teddy kind of sounds like that vibe, so.
Oh my. Nick, what do you have?
I wrote David.
You wrote what?
David.
You wrote David, the name David. Ruth, I want to give you the points so bad, but unfortunately we're specifically looking for the name Toby.
Oh.
Toby was the name.
Well, that's good.
Thanks.
She was on the right track, though.
She was.
It was Toby. Toby was the answer to the question.
Does this mean we both have to bet it all for the win?
In this question, both players are in the lead with 3 points apiece. So if one player wants to bet it all, they can. If you don't want to bet it all, you don't have to. But it's up to both competitors. Since you're both tied at 3, if you get it right, you win. You get it wrong, you both lose your points, and nobody wins anything. So what's it going to be? Last question. Do the competitors want to risk it all, or would you rather just play on as you are?
Nick, I think we're brave. Let's risk it all, right?
Yeah, all right. Let's do it.
Yeah, come on, Nick. We
don't
try
I'm afraid of no ghosts.
Are you
this
both
is like the
risking it all?
The muscle of nerd culture is right here. Me and Nick are risking it all.
We have muscles?
Mm-hmm.
Dude, nice.
So
let me
make sure that the host and the judges in the backstage area understand this. Ruth, you're going to bet all your points?
Yep.
And Nick, are you going to bet all your points?
No, I'm kidding. All of them.
You're going to bet all of them. Okay.
All of them.
Okay, so here it goes. In the words of All or Nothing, here we go. Your final question in the category of 80s movie trivia for this episode of Battle of the Nerds. Here we go. This is going to determine who's going to walk out or maybe not walk out as this week's Battle of the Nerds champion. How does Alice kill Freddy Krueger in Nightmare on Elm Street 4? So how does Alice kill Freddy Krueger in the film Nightmare on Elm Street 4?
Have you seen this movie, Nick?
How does Alice...
Not in forever.
How does Alice kill Freddy Krueger in the events of Nightmare on Elm Street 4? Boy, this is a great way to end the category on with a Nightmare on Elm Street question since we're so close to the month of October already.
I think I got it.
It's going to be Halloween season in 2 months before you know it, Ruth.
Mm-hmm.
Or to you as well. For those of you who are watching this, it's going to be Halloween season pretty soon already. Isn't that crazy? Time just seems to be flying by this year, doesn't it? So how does Alice?
I think I got it.
How does Alice kill Freddy Krueger in A Nightmare on Elm Street 4?
Good question.
Good question. Pens down, hands up. Pens down, hands up. Pens down, hands up. Ladies first. Ruth, for all the marbles, how does Alice kill Freddy Krueger in Nightmare on Elm Street 4?
So I had never seen it, but I was trying to envision it, and I was thinking that maybe she trips him into an electric fence, and then he dies that way.
And Nick, what did you say for this?
I wrote brings him to the real world, not the dream world, and kills him.
Judges? Nick, what was the answer again that you wrote?
I wrote brings him to the real world to kill him.
Which is very vague and not specific at all.
With a weapon.
How he dies. What weapon?
A weapon.
Judges, what do we have on this one? All right, I've just been told by the judges, unfortunately, we cannot accept that answer. We need it a bit more specific. So, and your winner of this week's episode of Battle of the Nerds, the audience. You win. You win because you both risked it. You got it wrong. You lost all your points. So
I lost everything.
Is 0-0.
You're going to be hearing from my lawyers.
So the true winner here is you, the viewer. You are the winner of this week.
From my lawyers.
So congratulations. We were actually looking for, by showing Freddy his reflection in a mirror. By showing him his reflection in a mirror.
How does that work?
That is how Alice kills Freddy Krueger during the events of A Nightmare on Elm Street 4, The Dream Master. By showing him his reflection in a mirror. That is what we were looking for. So unfortunately, we can't give you the points. Boy, this is unfortunate that both competitors end up with a score of goose egg to goose egg. But we're going to go to a post-game interviews right now. Nick, I want to go to you first, since it's been a hot minute since you've been in the studio. You haven't been on our videos in a very long time because you've been busy with other projects or adulting. So, Nick, how do you feel about your performance for this week's episode of Battle of the Nerds, and would you be interested in coming back?
I cry at night now that I have to lose this. No, it was great to be back. I would have liked to win because, to be fully honest, I think I had a solid yet vague answer. I don't see the difference per se.
So the next question we have for you here, Nick, you had a few questions where you got the answer right. Congratulations on that. When you do come back, before you do, are you going to watch some of these 80s movies? Do you feel like this is I'm
going to have to brush up, yeah. I'm going to have
a blind spot in your trivia knowledge that you need to take a look at?
Definite blind spot. I'll definitely get back to you on these.
Fantastic.
I'm definitely going to watch a few.
Fantastic. And we want to go to our other competitor here now in the backstage area, Ruth. Oh, Ruth. One of the sweetest, most kindest people in the entire universe. Ruth, you put up some points on the board. You risked it all. Unfortunately, it did not go their way this week. But how do you feel about your performance overall? And do you feel like the 80s movies are something you need to touch up on?
I think me and Nick killed it. And I think, I think sometimes the creative answers deserve half a point sometimes when they're technically correct. But that's okay. And it'll work out in the future. And I'll watch some of them maybe.
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 You might want to watch more than just once. Watch it all. But anyhow,
more than a little bit,
More than a little bit. More than one 80s movie. I think you should watch a lot of 80s movies because I'll be honest with you. And I'll be honest with you. The 1980s had some of the best films ever made, some of the best soundtracks ever put together for a film. So my hats are off to all the creatives of the 1980s and beyond. Thank you for bringing us some of the best films in those respective decades. Well, that is going to do it for this week's episode of Battle of the Nerds. I want to take this opportunity to thank our competitors for being with us, Ruth, Nick, and I want to thank you for watching and commenting in the live chat in the comment section. If you're watching the replay on our Facebook page or our YouTube channel, don't forget to like, comment, subscribe. Do all that stuff. Follow us across all forms of social media simply at It's Nerd Culture. Check out our YouTube channel. New videos are being posted each and every week, and you can check out my podcast called The Nerdcast. It's an audio podcast on Anchor, Google, Spotify. Wherever you download your podcast, you can find it there, where I talk about some of the latest movies I've had a chance to see. And you may not hear me chime in about a few 80s films here and there. Just saying. Also, check out another show that I host every week. It's called And I Quote. It's every Saturday at 12 p.m. Eastern Time. We are taking a few weeks off for the remainder of the summer, but you can catch past episodes on our YouTube channel, as well as check out Ruth's playlist. She's got a ton of great videos on there. Check out Nick's playlist. He's got a ton of great videos on there as well. But in the meantime, to all of you out there, stay healthy, stay strong, stay safe, watch movies, and never apologize for being awesome. Take care, everyone.
Aw. So
bye.
Bye, guys.
Ryan, that was beautiful.
That was so heartfelt,